Deputy Tully.
Minister, I have a few questions I'd like to put to you, and if I can put to you the questions first and then maybe come back to me if time allows. My first question is around those who are housebound and still who have not received the vaccine. There are many people in my own constituency this has happened to. There's one woman of 99, she's turning 100 in August, and she hadn't received the vaccine. She was notified there was a vaccine for her at the beginning of March. She wasn't able to go to her GP. And nothing happened. In the end, the family, with great difficulty, managed to get her to the GP to give her the vaccine, but that caused a lot of distress. And I'm just asking you to clarify the process around the National Ambulance Service and, what are the conditions attached to it? Do they need a certain number of people within a locality before they can go and allocate the vaccine? There are different stories floating around that. My second question is around those who are identified as very high risk as opposed to those who are categorised as high risk. And if GPs have been given very clear instructions on how to categorise people, because I've had a number of people with MS ask me what category they're in or how they will be notified, for example, when their vaccine will be ready and which category they are included in. Also, the time between the two jabs, I apologise if I did miss an announcement that you made around this because I was at just another meeting and I was a bit late coming into this. But there's a lot of anxiety out there from people who have received the first jab, especially the over 70s group or the very high risk group. And if they think that the time between the two jabs is going to be extended. And I'm just asking if that could be left as it is for those who've already received their first jab, and just if it is going to be extended, that is only done for people who are receiving the jab at a later stage after the announcement. I suppose I just briefly want to say that I'm concerned that family carers have still not been offered the vaccine and are still not being prioritised and treated as frontline healthcare workers, as that's what they are. And just a very quick question about the provision of a testing centre in Castle Saunderson in County Cavan. It was moved out there from its previous location. Castle Saunderson is a remote area, a beautiful forested area that people were using for exercise, and were very annoyed that the testing centre was going to be moved in there, bringing a lot of traffic in there. It's not serviced by public transport, which means that people will have to, in fact, people would find it difficult to even locate where it is. And I'm just wondering why this was done with no consultation with locals. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Deputy Minister.
I'll answer your question in relation to the housebound first. So to date there has been 3,500 referrals, and of that between 300 and 400 of them came in the last week alone. So the GP refers the person who is housebound. So then that is triaged and contact individual. So the complexity of the triage process, it involves following up with the GP, individual to be vaccinated or their family, and a number of additional referrals that came in this week are awaiting the triage. So the current situation is that there are 10 vehicles on the road. They are operating 7 days a week. But you have to understand it's the complexity of the amount of people that we have to get to. So each call would involve maybe 30 to 40 minutes with that particular person. So where we are at the moment is that 1,800 people so far have received the vaccine, dose 1. So the HSE are making contact starting today and into the next week for everyone who hasn't yet received a call back to reassure them that nobody will be left behind. But it is quite complex because when the National Ambulance Service turns up at a house, they have been met with different, I suppose, issues. In some instances, the person has been vaccinated already by the GP. In some instances, the person may have gone to hospital or to a nursing home and they're not aware. In some instances, there has been refusals. And in a couple of cases, actually, the person has passed away. So, as I said, it's 7 days a week. They're covering the whole country, but nobody will be left behind.
Thank you.